Hey guys, welcome back. If you did not watch my last video, I had mentioned that I was going to update you guys on why I basically fell off the earth for a little bit. For a while I was posting videos consistently, but I have not been able to source very well recently. So basically eBay comes down to 4 categories. That includes listing, organizing, sourcing, and bookkeeping. Sourcing is honestly the #1 category because if you can't source, you don't have any of the others. So lately, in the last 6 months, that has been my issue. Sourcing has been very hard because competition has skyrocketed. I think people are bidding higher than what I think the unit is worth. I really haven't struggled that much in the past with it, so I feel like I have a good mindset on what a unit is worth because I've been doing this for a year. And lately, it just hasn't been good. Like, people are bidding way higher than what I think a unit should go for. And not only that, is Goodwill has also been letting me down. I feel like Goodwill's pricing things a little higher, and it could just be my area. I do live near Chicago. I notice a difference between here and Indiana, but the last Goodwill trip I thought was going to be like amazing, but so far nothing has sold for it. But anywho, I basically want to go through all the things that I have tried, and for beginners who are watching my video, it's not that you shouldn't try it, because honestly, part of it is about taking risks. You don't know what's gonna work until you try it. It's scary, but it's exciting. Like, because you're doing something new, so it's like super exciting, like it gets your adrenaline pumping, but it's also scary because you don't know if you'll profit any money from it. So I'm just gonna tell you guys what I have gone through in the last 6 months, trial and error. I was noticing that my competition with storage units have been harder. So I reached out to my Facebook eBay group, and there were a lot of suggestions about flea markets, which this is not the time of year. Typically flea markets are only during the summer, so I'm going to wait on that one. There was another suggestion about this company who like recycles clothing, and I actually read into their website like what they're all about, and apparently they do people to donate, like famous people to donate, which I thought was like, what? That's crazy. But or just recycle fabrics. Anywho, somebody had mentioned them. There were, I think, 2 comments on it with like yes to like validate that comment. And so I was like, okay, let's give it a try. I did my research. This sounds like a good deal. Well, I did not get my box. I spent $140 and it never arrived. I said it would take up to 2 weeks, so I waited 2 weeks, never showed up. I waited a month. I contacted them. My biggest complaint is probably that their communication, it takes up to 7 days for them to get back to you, and I feel like that is a huge no-no, because it even took even longer than 7 days for them to get back to me. So but as like a reseller, if I get a message, I try to answer as soon as possible. The most I think I wait is 2 days. Like, I really try not to go further than that, because if a buyer is interested, you want to be there and deliver, so that way an item sells. So the issue was my package was lost. I didn't get the fact that it wasn't their fault. It was just lost in a FedEx factory, I guess, because I have had items get lost and I have to refund my buyer. So I've had that situation before, and I don't want to dog on them for that. It's just the communication response was not sitting well with me. Yeah, so that was a fail. But good news was that when they did reach out to me, I got my $140 back. So no money wasted, just my time. And honestly, time is a biggie thing with selling on eBay, because you want to sell as fast as possible. You want to get your items as soon as possible. It's all about sourcing, like I said earlier. I moved on to the next thing. Actually, during that process, I had purchased an Amazon box. We watched a couple of YouTube videos about people getting Amazon boxes, and they got a bunch of stuff and cool stuff. Well, I didn't get any of those cool gadgets. I got weird stuff. I will say a couple of items have sold and I've gotten good feedback from them, but I spent $200 on that Amazon box and only 2 items of it has sold, so I have not made my money back from that. It was kind of like a disappointment seeing what came in, and I just can't, I don't think I can get myself to spend that much money again. Yeah, that was a pass for me. After that, I tried a liquidation site, and honestly, I thought I was getting a great deal because they have a manifest list, and basically it will tell you everything that is in the box. So that gives you the opportunity to look up everything. Well, because I am impatient, this is a fail on my part. I did not go through the manifest list and copy and paste every single item in it because I saw good reviews. I knew a couple of the brand names that they had mentioned in the listing. So I was like, let's do it. I spent $200. It was all new. It was either new with tags or new without tags. And I listed every single item. Only 1 item has sold so far. Kind of disappointing. The only thing I could say that's a plus, well, there's a couple. Okay, hold on, bear with me. One thing, everything's new. That is a plus. That is my all-time goal, is that I can list just new items because they sell faster. 2, it put 40 new items in my store, which my goal is to get to 1,000. So that just added to my inventory, which made me happy. But downfall is only 1 item has sold. Other people are selling these items, the exact same item but different size, but it's not going for their MSRP. There's an item that was worth $150 and somebody listed it for $20. So I was like, I gotta list it for $20 because that's part of the competition, really. You want the customer to grab you first, right? You want them to look at your item. So you also have to take better pictures. And a little trick of mine, I will list an item a couple dollars less just to get it sold faster. You know, that's just how it works. So I'm not necessarily giving up on the liquidation site, but I think next time where I'm like ready to spend that much money, I will look through every single item in the manifest. It just takes time. It's one of those things that takes time to do, and I didn't want to waste my time, but I guess it's waste your time or waste your money. Very hard decision to make, actually. So I think next time that I decide that I want 40 brand new items in my account, I will actually look up every single item. Lastly, we have Goodwill bins, and I have heard so many great things about Goodwill bins. I just went this past weekend. So the closest Goodwill bins is Wisconsin. It was an hour and 30 minutes away. And we got there an hour after they opened. So they opened at 9, we got there at 10. And I walked in and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like seeing all the bins just full of stuff and people just picking through it. Well, we spent 2 hours in there and found nothing. And I think the issue is because we weren't there when they opened. Because it was like eavesdropping, but like eye dropping. I was peeking into other people's carts, had like good stuff in there. Like I saw this Ralph Lauren jacket type thing, and I saw somebody had a pair of those, I think they were men's Uggs, and I don't see those very often, and they were in like good condition. Obviously I didn't take them out and expect them, but like from what I was staring at, I was like, those look really nice. And there are people there who cover up their carts with blankets. I'm like, oh, so that way I can't eye drop on what you got in there, I guess. Anywho, I was not prepared for Goodwill bins. I was expecting to see a lot of jewels in there, like just a bunch of stuff. Like I thought I was gonna find one thing after another, and we spent 2 hours in there and found nothing. I saw a couple people sitting in lawn chairs and eating their lunch because they had planned to be there all day, because they roll bins in and out apparently. And so I feel like the time that I went was a fail because I was unprepared. I didn't know what to expect. So next time I decide to go, I am getting there 30 minutes before they open. I am bringing my lunch. I might bring a chair. I'm not exactly sure. I think there was only 2 people who did that. After 2 hours, I was starving. My boyfriend was starving, and at that point we were hangry because we didn't find anything, so we just left. So next time, I will definitely be more prepared. I'm not giving up on that. I'm not giving up on Goodwill bins because I see all the time people saying what they found, and I get so jealous. I'm like, where can I find that? For $2? Like, what? Like, they have, Goodwill bins is all for the deals. So, I need that. I just need to be more prepared. Yeah, so that's basically what's been going on for the last 6 months. Sourcing is so important because if you can't source correctly, your eBay store will grow very slowly, and I'm noticing that. Because at first, I was getting storage units all the time. Storage units one after another. And then once competition got a little higher, it was like, okay, now I'm getting them once a week. And then it was like once every 2 weeks. And now I can't seem to freaking get one. And I noticed that I'm not selling as fast because I'm not listing every day like I should. I should be listing 10 items a day to keep things flowing and moving. Obviously, I know there's hope. The most important thing is to keep trying things. Don't give up. Just keep pushing, keep moving, just try everything that you possibly can. Like, even though I mentioned my fails, I know that I made mistakes and I can do better. If you're serious about this, just keep going. Keep going. Find that source. Once you find that source, hold on to it and never let it go because it is important. It is key. Honestly, this is a really long video and I appreciate you guys if you lasted this long because this is actually important information. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you find it super important as much as it is important. Stay strong. Don't give up and stay positive. Thank you guys. Like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions. I'm here for you. All right? Okay. Bye.